I opted early on this morning. I thought, no, I'll do a review for this game separate from the other ones, which are just about to begin. We've got 6 games starting pretty much now. Your pregame and all that preamble are going to be going on right now, so I figured now is a good time to review this one, and then the other 11 will be later. The Bruins at home against the Rangers. I thought the Rangers played a pretty good game. They just let this one get away from them. And it's one of those ones that, again, we may be looking back in April and say, man, if the Rangers had just... So Boston now has points in 10 straight games. They're doing pretty well. Also wearing the retro thirds today. I have to say this. The retro thirds that they are debuting today, I wasn't a big fan of them in pictures, but I got to say on TV they look sharp. They really do. They look very sharp. And that is part of the design plan when these Adidas jerseys come out, is how they look on TV. So maybe the stadium jerseys won't look like garbage on TV this year. Anyways, we'll get into that when the reveal is official and we've actually seen players wearing them, and then we can talk about how ugly they are. Krug and DeBrusk were stopped by Lundqvist early. Halak was also committing some robbery at the other end of the rink, so both goaltenders looked good early. Cassidy was matching the top line against the Rangers' top line as the home coach. You get last change, so the fact the Pasta line was out against the Benejads showed that he was going straight at him. Now, the Rangers got the first power play. They wouldn't score on it, but shortly after it was over, Buchnevich scores from D'Angelo and Trouba at 14-14. It was a really, really strong first period for the Rangers, and coming out of this one, I thought, all right, this isn't going to be like the 6-4 game last night. We're not going to be talking about tons of goals, and it was exactly half of the amount of goals we saw in that Montreal-New Jersey game yesterday. So second period, the Rangers got another power play, and the Bruins really seemed to be not up to speed. And this is similar to what we saw with them against Ottawa in their last game. Now, it was pointed out this was their third game in less than 4 days of time. And it was possible they were tired. And I thought, that makes some sense. And so if they can't get it going, that's okay too. Shortly after that, Hedel would score from Strome and Panarin at 6:21. So yeah, 2 power plays don't score, but the momentum was still on their side, and they score shortly after they've expired. The shots were 6-1 for the Rangers in the second period at the 7-minute mark, so they were all over Boston. Things get kind of fighty at 11:51. Smith and McAvoy kind of went at it, and you could sense the Bruins were getting frustrated. Big home game, Black Friday game. They said this was the 26th Black Friday game for Boston since 1990, so it's a pretty regular thing. Lundqvist then denied DeBrusk. The Rangers got another power play after a stick to the throat by Grzelcyk. Just some careless stick work by the Bruins today. It really was. It led to them being shorthanded way too often. And then it turned into a 5-on-3. Now, Coach Quinn behind the Rangers bench says, hey, this is an opportunity. So he calls a timeout. Whatever plans they made during that timeout, Boston's plans were better. The Bruins killed it. They killed the entire 5-on-3, and they were hoping for a momentum shift, and they got it. Corrali scores from DeBrusk at 18:28. That one bounced off the post. Lundqvist turns around to try to get it and inadvertently knocked it into his own net. He was visibly frustrated with himself after that one, and the crowd woke up. The crowd was really, really kind of quiet up until that point because the Bruins were either in the box, not playing well, or the puck was just in their end a lot up until that part of the game. So it's 2-1 after 2, but you get the feeling Boston's back into it. Third period, the Bruins pushed early. They knew what was on the line here, and it felt like the Rangers were kind of hanging on, or the Rangers ran out of gas, one or the other. Trouba had a nice shot that was stopped by Halak, and then Pasta scores from Krejci and DeBrusk at 4:27. So I did put underneath that he has to slow down, right? Because I'm waiting for the goals to slow down. He's got 24 goals in 26 games. He's the first player to be on that pace since Jaromir Jagr in 96-97. So it's not like any of us were calling that this was going to happen. Hey, remember 23 years ago what Jagr did? I'm calling it now. It's September that Pasta's going to do it as well. You would have been laughed off the internet. So Pasta's on this insane streak, and it would affect the rest of this game because of what happened in overtime. We'll get to it. There was 2 in a row. This is 2 games in a row where the Bruins have got a second wind. We're in the third period. Oh, we're in this, and then this happens. Krejci passed. The reason there's a question mark is I understand him passing it to Pastrnak. And the announcers went nuts because Pasta tried to throw it back. Pasta had no net to shoot at. He had D'Angelo diving in front of him. It was Krejci that had the shot. It was Krejci that I was like, wait, why is Krejci not taking the shot there? And he must have learned from that. We'll get to it. The Bruins seemed to be getting better as the game went along. They absolutely were getting better. They got a power play. Solid penalty kill by Lundqvist. Lundqvist looked really solid in this game. Overall, both goaltenders had a good game. Lindholm then got a high stick on Smith. It was one of those careless ones. I don't think he was even aware of what was going on. But his stick caught the player in the throat. And so Smith, not a great game for him overall. He ended up going to the room for repairs, or at the very least get looked at, with 7:02 left. So 4 minutes out of 7, and I thought, all right, well, the Rangers have a chance to get up on top here. They couldn't. A huge penalty kill for the Bruins. I think they allowed 3 shots in 4 minutes on that penalty kill. 1 in the first 2 minutes and 2 in the second 2 minutes. And so we go to overtime. In the overtime, at 1 minute and 40 seconds, the only shot, it's the shot that matters. It's Krejci from Pastrnak and Halak. So Halak throws it up to Pastrnak. Pastrnak goes in, and you're expecting a shot. Lundqvist might have been cheating over expecting a shot as well, or thinking, I don't have to worry about a pass because my defenseman's going to be covering, right? Passed it back to Krejci. Krejci made no error this time around and puts it in the net. So your final score is 3-2 in overtime for the Boston Bruins. Like I said, they haven't lost in regulation in 10 now. 11 technically, but it's a 10-game point streak. And your 3 stars, Krejci, DeBrusk, and Pastrnak. This is a line that's gotten thrown together, and Marchand's been doing pretty well as well. He doesn't get on the score sheet tonight, but things are going pretty well for Boston. One thing with with Bergeron being out, this has happened the last couple of years. Anytime Bergeron's out, the depth shows up. Guys play well. Guys step up. Krejci is perfectly capable. I thought it was funny. They were interviewing Krejci in between the second and third, I believe, and they were talking about playing with Pasta and all this. And I'm thinking, guys, he does this every year. Every year Bergeron gets hurt. He's guaranteed to miss some time. And Krejci has to step up, and he usually does. So I don't think that it's a huge adjustment for him. He's used to kind of bouncing around and playing with different line mates as well. Shots, Lundqvist saved 24 out of 27. Halak saved 26 out of 28. First period, the Rangers outshot him 11-7. Second period, the Rangers outshot the Bruins 11-8. But in the third period, the Bruins outshot the Rangers 11-6. And like I said, they got the only shot that mattered in overtime for a final shot total of 28-27 in favor of the New York Rangers. So close game, very well played. Boston showed up in the late second and then in the third. And for the Rangers, they get a point. So they keep their point streak alive as well. And we'll see how they go from here. Power play, 0 for 6 for the Rangers. That's your glaring issue right there. And Boston only had the 1 power play. They didn't score on it. But there was a lot of momentum gained as the game went along for Boston. And kind of nice to see them winning it without needing a power play goal. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video, and this is where things get busy for me. And it gets kind of fun too. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.